quick cut. Double check the steering wheel. Control.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Nice and smooth. Get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time when Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
GC Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen and race fans of all ages, to the sprint car capital of the world, Knoxville Raceway in Knoxville, Iowa, for today's running of the Mystic Racing League Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series, presented by Pest Busters, right here on V-Speed. I'm your host and producer, Morgan Cook. We are going to get ready for a bunch of dirt racing here tonight from Knoxville, Iowa. Drivers currently completing the warm-up, getting that track nice and worked in there. You see it slicked off in the middle of the racetrack. Mere moments away from getting over to the grid. Drivers have already qualified for tonight's festivities. And while we wait for that, let's have a look at the 2026 schedule. Already almost complete the middle column. Knoxville third from the bottom, IRP next week. Then we'll see Richmond Raceway to close out the month of July. Then the Chase with Stafford, Darlington Auto Club, the Roval, Talladega, Martinsville, and Homestead, Miami. We're almost on the short tracks. Just about through that part of the schedule. It has been quite a half mile and under part of the schedule, but some reprieve for drivers when we move into the Chase, especially that August 19th event at Darlington. A lot of drivers have that one circled on the calendar. Drivers have are already running to their cars. Let's Let's see where your favorite driver will start the race today. Starting on pole will be Indy Kirkenbauer in the 54. That truck will say 51 on it all night. It is, in fact, the 54. Jesse Whittington will start second in the 94. Third tonight, Ryan J. Rose in the 15, with Dominic Rossi starting in the 4th spot, driving number 7. Fifth tonight will be Adam Holston in the 48, with Noah Hubbard starting 6th in the 12. Just cut the car number right in half, didn't he? 7th, River Hayes in the 82, with Dave Billings starting in 8th in the 14 car. 9th tonight for Cody Anderson in the 19, with Andrew Shaw rounding out your top 10. Your first dozen looks like Reggie Kime with, I think, his best starting spot of the season in 11th, with Gavin Hinson in 12th. 13th for Brad Collier in the 28. Dustin Lewis starts in 14th. 15th for Trevor Yates and 16th for Luke Barnes as we get this thing rolling. Row number 9, Tyner Willing and John Ullman make up that row. Your top 20, Gary Baldwin Jr. and Justin Miller. 5 cars left on the grid. Dylan Brumley, late entry, will start 21st. Stephen Addison starting in 22nd. 23rd for Christian Barnes with Sean Merriman in 24th. And the last car on the grid will be Douglas Wasaki in the 11th. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to get enough time for this, but we're going to find out. That is for sure. Race analysis, 150 laps are what lies ahead of us here today. Pit road, I don't know if you can use it. You're probably not going to need it. Tire sets, as many as you want. Again, remembering that we probably can't use pit road. Fuel, well, hopefully we can make it, because again, we probably can't use pit road. Stage is going to be at lap 75, right in the halfway, a little intermission for us. iRacing fixed setup as far as I am aware. And possibly the most important thing tonight is that caution laps will count. Otherwise, not only would we be here all night, probably run out of fuel doing so. Kirkenbauer pacing right up against that berm on the inside. We're going to see some very interesting racing tonight. This might be the only racetrack the trucks go to that has a berm that they have to navigate. Eldora and Bristol, you were dealing with some sort of either inside wall if you're talking about Eldora, or at Bristol, when they had dirt on that one, it was where the racetrack met the apron, where there was a bit of a pinch point almost to the left front. Here, it's a big old berm that we're going to get very comfortable with tonight. Should see the pace truck come in here right away. One more lap before we get that one done, as the field already 2 by 2. And now it's time, ladies and gentlemen. Pull those belts tight, because we're racing here at Knoxville. Drivers already scrapping for that top spot. Kirkenbauer, the slider. So he is going to lead the first lap. Attempt from Rose to get beneath him, not quite going to be enough. Whittington still right in tow. They are 3 wide further back. Dave Billings stuck in the middle. Caution out already. Gary Baldwin Jr., Douglas Wasaki, and Tyner Willing involved in this one. Did not take long for us to have our first accident of the day. Oh, there it is up there. I think that was Tyner Willing. 36. Gary Baldwin, it was Tyner Willing, the 36, yes, that went around. Here's how it happened. Oh, just a little bit of a slider there into the 71, went around. Baldwin Jr. got him. Barnes got collected. 81 got collected. be caution number 1 of the day. This is going to be an interesting test. I don't know if drivers who get damaged can fix it here tonight. That will be, I think, a very interesting thing to note, if that's possible or not. It's already, we see working lap number 4. Every caution lap we have tonight will help us get to the end on fuel. That is guaranteed. Also, running the bottom will help. Lifting out of the throttle, making sure you burn as little fuel as possible, essentially, is going to be your key to getting to the end. And then when it comes to winning the race, as long as you have some sort of reserve in the tank, you can pretty much let it rip at the end and do whatever you got to do. But by that point in time, this groove, which we're seeing, there is a better shot of it. You're seeing this dark black spot that we see Kirkenbauer on right now, all the way up to the edge of it. It's going to get all the way to the top of the racetrack, and this track will be, as I like to call it, completely blown apart, or it's rubbered up from top to bottom and excruciatingly slick for drivers who need to drive with that throttle pedal like there's an egg under it. So you will really struggle. See how there's about a car width and a bit at the very top? That is going to get all used up. The middle exit's going to get used up. Drivers will want to be finding and searching for tacky, wet parts of the racetrack. That's where the grip is, and that is where you keep the tires cool. Out to get this thing back going. Pace lights are out. Into the start area. Kirkenbauer, Whittington on the front row, and here we go. Green flag is out. Wheel spin for your leader. 3 wide behind him. Holston in the middle. No, Hubbard trying to make some moves early. Wall contact for the 94. No harm, no foul. So far, so good off your first few corners. 2 very distinct ideas. Oh, contact! Around goes Whittington in front of the field. We see it. And if Shove's involved, caution is out. That is where it was. Second position. Started in the second spot here. This is where accident happened. 94 comes off the corner. Off the top, tries to diamond it, gets a little bit free. 15 comes off the bottom. They collect in the middle, and then Shove nowhere to go. Brakes on these trucks don't work terribly well on the dirt. Minimal damage for everybody, but a lot of track position lost for Whittington, who is now down 19 positions from where he started. Kirkenbauer continues to lead. Holston now up to second. Hubbard is in third. Dominic Rossi, Ryan Rose are your top 5. Billings, Hayes, Anderson, Barnes, and Hinson, the top 10. Already 10 laps into this one. Working caution number 2. I don't recall the caution count for Eldora, although I think it was 14, if I'm not mistaken. See if you can figure that out for later in the show. For now, 51 has led every lap. Sorry, 54 has led every lap so far. Pace lights still on. Christian Barnes, the first of the drivers involved in that first accident, up to 15th. That truck looks pretty good, all things considered. doubling up now. Kirkenbauer, Holston, Hubbard, Rossi, and Rose are your top 5. Come to get this race restarted. Somebody is missing on the outside. There it is. Rossi missing on the outside of row 2. Driver's back on the pedal, shooting to the right, and here we go, sailing off into turn 1. Get off the corner. Holston's going to take the lead. Kirkenbauer could not get that spot away. This might be the slowest these trucks go all season. This is interesting to see. Normally we see these trucks well over 100 miles an hour. They haven't touched 100 mile an hour yet. Kirkenbauer, big slider as Hubbard's going to get into Holston. Cautions out again. Baldwin Jr. a second time. '26 not having a great start to the day. Oh, Gavin Hinson's around. And oh my goodness, big hit for Tyler Willing as well. Started with Hinson, I think just a little slide. Set that 39 around. Watching him near the middle of 3 wide. Show involved. Luke Barnes is back there. Got Yates on the top, and Hinson just Hinson's a little bit free there. That's all it is. Into Barnes again. Yeah, that's a couple big hits there. Whittington, a pretty big shot to the back of Hinson. Man, that's a big hit for Whittington. Is that car okay? It's on pit road. Is it getting repaired? I can't tell. Yes, it is. Okay. It's sitting in pit road anyway. I don't know if it's working or not, but it's on pit road. As I'm no mathematician, but at this rate, oh boy, not looking good. 3 cautions in 17 laps. Beautiful day here in Iowa. 74 degrees Fahrenheit. Track temp about the same, 76. Of course, it's dirt, so hard to tell. Depends where you put the probe, I suppose. Is this maybe a good time to see if we can talk to somebody? See how Adam Holston's doing. Adam Holston, Morgan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, P2 right now. How's it feel out there?
It feels pretty good. I don't think the grounds crew really did anything, so we're out here on what we practiced on, I think.
That's what it looks like.
We're feeling pretty fast. Think we could get one.
All right, well, good luck the rest of the way. We will see you maybe later in the race. We'll have another interview, but good luck, Holt. Good luck, Adam.
All right, thank you.
Pace laps here are short. See if we can get back to more interviews here in a few moments. Kirkenbauer, Olsen on the front row into the very slow restart zone. Here we go. Kirkenbauer took that lead back on the slider. Gonna take it back here. And now Hubbard looking to the inside. Bit of a power move from the 12. Can he slide up in front of the 48? Oh, he did slide him. Get him with the slider. He's going to lose 2 spots. Make it 3 if Billings gets around him. The 14 trying to pull a slider again right in front of Holston. Get him. Cause him more spots. There goes the 12 loose, and Holston gets them all back. And here comes Hubbard. Barnes, apologies. The 04 sails it up in there. As Kirkenbauer has left the chat, everybody. He's gone. And there goes Luke Barnes in front of the field. And did he get wrecked? No. That was very close. They are all sorts of weeble wobbling up top. That guy's moving and shaking all over the place. Riding on board here with the 12, Noah Hubbard. So slick in the middle. He's going to get a little bit to the outside wall. Just let it know that it's there. How about that Christian Barnes truck? 27's up to 7th after being involved in 2 accidents already. Little Saturday night racing fun on a Wednesday evening. What more can he ask for? Toby Anderson finds himself up in 3rd, quietly moving forward. And how about River Hayes? Is there anything this guy can't do? Trying to chase down Indy Kirkenbauer. As we got a knot of cars, including the 71 of Trevor Yates and Ryan J. Rose in the 15. The 12 and 14 can't get away from each other either. This is the battle for the final stage point. In about 50 laps, Andrew Schob is keeping an eye on the battle, but he's a little bit of a ways back. These guys are driving the wheels off of these trucks right now. Look from Barnes. Christian Barnes, that is. Look at the hand movements. Got this thing. Counter-steered all the way out to the right. He got clear for 4th. Now he's got to move around the slow 81. Holston's around. We stay green. That Holston truck is done. Oh my goodness. What happened? Was running up in the top 10. He just got popped. Oh, and he hit the barrier and blew the motor. This will tell us if damage is repairable or not with the fast repair. Oh my goodness, this changed everything. Up front, Kirkenbauer out to a 1.2 second lead as we have a 3-way battle for 4th. Yates, Barnes, Hubbard. There goes Yates sailing by on the outside. Oh, Hubbard just cleaned out the outside wall. Barnes trying to find every little bit of this racetrack to use. Look from just in front of the rear spoiler. How fast things happen here. And that thing slideways. As Hinson a little further back. Trying to rebound from the spin earlier. Puts an up and under move on Ullman. Now trying to get around Justin Miller in the 95, who throws a lot of throttle into it, gets loose up out of the groove. And Hinson sustain on the bottom, gets loose up off the corner. Near contact. For the 95 and the 39, looks like Hinson's going to get him here. Yeah, he's clear. Battle for 14th and now 13th as Dustin Lewis starting to get reeled in by the Hinson Mobile. And Tyner Willing has decided pit road is where that truck is going to go for a little while. Ryan J. Rose trying to hold off a charging Luke Barnes in the 04. Barnes sails it off in there and just gets into the door of him. Trying to bump and run at Knoxville. And here comes Schob trying to make do. Limited momentum in the 45. Can he get up there? No. Barnes with the power on the outside. That outside line's not going to last much longer. the way drivers are using and abusing it, eventually it will wear out. At least for this point in time, it's the place to be for making passes. Although some drivers are way up there. Dave Billings trying to see if Domino's makes sandwiches as he puts the 27 hard into the wall, and here comes it right back, I would imagine, as they get another time get around Steven Addison in the 81. Who's going to blow? He got put in the wall by the 04. Luke Barnes got him. Again, Christian Barnes trying to work on Dave Billings. Does Billings have anything for him? Is Billings starting to find a little speed here? Fell back of Yates and Hubbard, but now the 14 starting to find it again. As everyone who's fast is running the high side right now. On the bottom side at your peril. Where's Kirkenbauer running? Oh, right in the middle. 54's got all the speed he needs here. Right now, Hayes going to follow suit. Anderson, who's the only one going to run on the bottom right now. Hubbard's up top. Oh, big slider for Hubbard. Going to cross over the 71. It'll be a drag race down the back. The 71 looks like he's going to... Oh, he got hooked. Oh, my goodness, into the outside wall. As they try and split 3 wide the lap truck. Hubbard again with the slider. 3 wide again with Tyner Willing. And there goes Willing into the pits. Another slider from the 12. Another shot down the track from the 71. They still make contact. And then Dave Billings says, I think I will. And what do you know? Another slider. And Tyner Willing is still stuck down there. Oh, the 71 just gassed it up into the 12's door. Billings trying to make a move. Here comes the 27 and the 04. 3, almost 4 wide off at turn 2. 12 sails it off into the corner one more time. 71 gets into him, 14 into him, and the 04, they're making a conga line on the top side. Somehow, Christian Barnes clears them all. Don't look now, Sean Merriman a part of this fight. A bunch of drivers in it. It's a party around the Knoxville Raceway. The 15 of Ryan J. Rose. Oh, he's going to hook him another time. That might bring out a caution. Not quite here. Oh, Barnes is going to clean him out all the way. Oh, big hits. We got a parking lot down in turn 1. Throw it. Put it out. Put it out. Oh, Ullman. Oh, he missed that one by a mile. Davin Hinson involved as well. Woo. And there comes Kirk. The leader's in it. The leader just crashed. Oh, my goodness. They're still wrecking. Caution's been out for 5 minutes, and we're still crashing here at Knoxville. Unbelievable. Well, I don't know what to say about that one other than my goodness. 71 is where this thing starts. Let's go back again here. So 71 off the corner. These 12 and 71 throwing slider after slider. Just dooring each other, making contact, having a good old time here. A good old row, as they say. Off the corner, 12 gets them. They have to lift. 04 says, I don't lift for anybody. Over the left rear, spins them all the way out. 12 spins out as well. It's a track blocker. Rossi somehow gets by. 81 spins. Ullman sails off in there. Hinson spins. And then here comes the leader. After Holston spins, there's the leader into Holston. My goodness. Wow. Unbelievable. That may be the most frantic couple laps I've ever seen in the Mystic Racing League. Kirkenbauer retains the lead, and I think he also retains the front fender. It's knocked in, but I think that fender will be okay. River Hayes continues to run second. Cody Anderson is in the 3rd position. Christian Barnes in 4th. Ryan Rose. Then we got Dave Billings. Hinson's going to bring that truck to a stop. Not sure why. Oh, he's a lap down. So 39 is going to have to fall back to the tail of the field. Because he was involved, he will not get the lap back, I think is the call here. Field is back doubled up. Pace lights are out. 30 laps to the end of the first stage, which will also be halfway. A little intermission before the second stanza. Pace truck over the berm and into pit lane. Kirkenbauer, Hayes, Anderson, Barnes are your top four. Another restart, another jump, and they're all hanging the bottom. He's going to get up on the curb. Gets to the inside of Kirkenbauer. Can he pull a slider? Kirkenbauer's in the fence. Here comes the 82. Does he have the spot? No! 51 still got the momentum on the top side. He's going to carry it alongside there, side by side for the race lead. Big slider from the 82. Kirkenbauer way to the top side. Top lane is open. But this time Hayes is going to collect. He will take the spot away. Kirkenbauer's slide job back. Hayes has positioning. A little further back as the lead starts to separate. 2 by 2 by 2. Now 2 by 3 as Luke Barnes fires it off into the corner. Trying to get around the 14. Merriman to the inside, playing spoiler. Unbelievable. The amount of sliders and aggression that we've seen. Much like they say on dirt, if you catch them, you have to pass them because you might not get another chance as the lead continues to be highly contested. Hayes, Kirkenbauer, and Cody Anderson is joining the fray. Still probably working on saving some fuel. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, there are fuel concerns, and running the topside is not going to help with that. The multitude of cautions, of course, will help with that. Maybe balance itself out. We're going to have to find out. Remains to be seen. As I'm just so impressed with this 51 and the way it throws sliders. A third of the way through the race already. 3 wide for a moment as we're starting to bang the boards here right up against the outside wall. Cushion, of course, is where it's at. That's what the chat's telling me, and of course that is obvious as everybody wants to be up on the high side, it seems, especially Luke Barnes. Loving it up there. Dominic Rossi in the 7. Trying to work over Merriman. Merriman and Rose did a really nice job running the bottom, making it work. I think the top side is wearing away in the center, not allowing drivers to get the diamond that they normally get. And it's making it a little bit more even as Kirkenbauer has taken the lead away with a slider, but not so fast. Here comes the 82 back. These two cannot get separated. Cody Anderson is joining the picture as well. 19 having the best run of the year. 82, 51, 19, your top 3 under a blanket and 3 wide for the moment. '51, I think, is just playing with his food right now. Knows he's faster, knows he can get around him, but not sure the right approach. Does he sail it off into the corner with the slider just like this? Will Hayes be able to defend it? Yes, got to the outside. Kirkenbauer deciding not to slam the door, probably the right decision in this situation. And Anderson just minding his P's and Q's on the bottom with Christian Barnes learning very quickly. In the middle of the racetrack. In the 4 spot, Ryan Rose a ways back as we have another slider for the lead. Here comes Hayes to the bottom. Luke Barnes has gone around the middle of the racetrack. Caution is out. Justin Miller gives him a little bit of a tap for good luck. 4 is around. I don't imagine this was anything malicious. Oh, he's got kind of in a weird situation, and compromised line, and ended up having to take evasive action into rows before it goes around. Well, let's see if we can chat with somebody. How about River Hayes? Race leader River Hayes, Morgan up in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Oh my goodness, you were having fun out there with the 51, I assume?
Yeah, man, trying to save some fuel.
You guys are
It's going to be close for us up here. It's going to be real close.
I've heard it is a precarious situation. Have there been any concerns or any thoughts from you about running the bottom exclusively, maybe falling back to a point in the field, or are we just going to try and keep track position and hope for the best?
Yeah, I thought if I could clear him there that I could kind of hold the pace, you know? I mean, with the track as beat up as it is, he can throw a slider, but he can't clear me in without me being able to cross over and pass him right back. So I think if we could just, you know, not go full throttle on the straightaways and hold him back there, as long as we got position in the track to kind of cut down and get back in front of him, I think we'll be okay.
All right, well, how short are you on fuel at the moment, if you don't mind divulging that?
I am currently about 30 laps short. So
30 laps, that is a fair bit. Well, hopefully the pace slows down enough where that is not a concern. You can race your way to the end.
I think the guys in the mid top 10 are good or close. So obviously me and the 54 are burning a lot more somehow. So we might just have to back down the pace here and see if we can make it.
All right, well, best of luck the rest of the way. And is there anything in iRacing that you don't excel at?
I'm really bad at road racing. I'm pretty bad at that, Morgan.
Well, there you go. River Hayes, your leader here at Knoxville. Thank you for your time. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
You bet. Appreciate when drivers congest up here with me. It's pretty good at road racing, too, I might add. Pace truck again up over the berm. This time Hayes has the lead as they enter the start zone. Can they save the fuel? Only 15 laps to the stage. 3 wide with Barnes in the middle. Kirkenbauer stuck on the top, should get the run up off the corner. No. 27 is still there. Christian Barnes hooks it up on the bottom. Does he have enough to slide up? No. Slider unsuccessful. Oh man, Kirkenbauer slid it in there. 27 get up now. He had a shot at it. Oh, too much throttle, got loose. Still sideways. 27 is out of control at the moment. Checks up the entire bottom part of the racetrack. Kirkenbauer easily going to clear him. As Hayes starting to get out front, like he said, slow that pace down a little bit. About 3/10 off from the fastest laps of the day, which conditions haven't really changed too much since when we started. Probably a good thing for drivers, actually, that the track didn't reset. Track prep crew didn't get out there, because if this was a brand new racetrack, freshly farmed and all of that, drivers would be burning so much more fuel. Lap times were probably half a second faster, at least. One of those task failed successfully sort of situations here from the track prep crew, who's probably just eating ice cream in the pits. Either way, Anderson up to third. Merriman steadily making his way forward over Barnes. Can he clear contact? And that's going to put Barnes back into the clutches of Noah Hubbard and Ryan Rose. 27's out of his rhythm right now. Struggling to get it back. Dominic Rossi hanging out in the top 10 where he's been most of the day. Some drivers kicking up dirt here in Iowa. That 51 is chasing down River Hayes. It's 4/10 of a second. And Hayes now trying to defend on the top. It'll be hard to make this pass work. We saw so many sliders being thrown. That's probably going to have to be the method of madness to get around him here. You hear him, he doesn't really lift out of the throttle. 51 turns all the way down the racetrack. Just not enough. Now Anderson slow and steady on the bottom of the racetrack, keep that thing nice and hooked up. I'd have to think Anderson with the limited tire spin. Let's go on board here with him. Had to listen to his throttle here. He's barely in the throttle. You don't hear the as you get up off the corner like you do with some other drivers. He is just being really calm and patient on the pedal, and it's making one good lap time and two terrific fuel mileage. He's getting both at the same time, which is what you really need to ask for here. Only a few laps to go to the stage, 5 to go. Final stage point is Shobe. No contest behind him as Yates has fallen back. This little group here is your best battle on the track. Be for 7th. Rossi, Billings, and Rose. As Anderson has cleared Kirkenbauer. And 19 has found a lot of pace here. Now this could be that drivers are saving. Could also be that the 19 is just figuring it out. As the 12, 7, still in the outside wall. Might be 3 wide up off the corner. No. 15 couldn't get the corner finish though. I think the 12 has used more of the cushion than anybody else tonight. Especially down in 1. This truck really goes deep into turn 1, scrapes that wall with the right rear. Finishes the corner. Over 7 at the moment. 12's really diamonding as well. I don't see that a lot right now as drivers diamonding. Somebody just spun. Maybe not. I saw a truck parked down at the bottom of the racetrack. That could have just been a safety truck. As River Hayes has 1 more lap to go to claim the stage victory. 1 more time around. Stage 1 winner here tonight, River Hayes. Drag race to the line. Shobe over Rossi. Caution is out. Your top 10 look a lot like this. Hayes, then Kirkenbauer, Anderson, Barnes, Merriman, Hubbard, Rose, Rossi, Shobe, and Billings getting the stage points here today. Six cautions, 3 lead changes with stage 1 winner being River Hayes. This might be one of those, I don't know, boring, if you will, pace situations, because there's no pitting that needs to happen. I don't think you can take tires here. So it doesn't really make sense to bring it on down pit road. See if we can chat with 3rd place, Cody Anderson. Cody Anderson, Morgan up in the booth, you got a copy?
I got you.
All righty. Now, you were the first one to bring up the fuel conundrum we may find ourselves in later in the race. How are we feeling at this point in the event?
I have been basically no throttle through the first half of the corners and only running 3/4 on the straightaways, so I am sitting pretty on fuel right now.
Well, there you go. And it seems to really be translated to good lap time as well. Able to ride the bottom better than anybody else. He went up and passed Kirkenbauer, had a shot at the lead there. Do you think that will benefit you later in the race, or is everyone else just saving around you? What's your thoughts so far at this stage?
I think everybody behind me, they're saving pretty decently. I know being down in chat with River, every caution we get, I keep asking him how he's looking. But these two that I've been following most of this race, they've been running up at the top, so they should be short on fuel. And if they aren't, their right rear is going to be crying for help towards the end of the race.
All right, well, we're starting to double up here. Anything you have for us before we let you get back racing?
Just want to say thanks to you guys for putting on the broadcast for tonight.
All right, that's Cody Anderson running P3 right now in the 19. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
We just saw the 51 Indy Kirkenbauer bring it down pit road. What would this be for? Damage repair, potentially. I guess we're going to find out. Yes, already off pit road. It was damage repair. So we are doubled up. Lights back on the pace truck. At least one more lap around. To put us with about 70 remaining here in Knoxville. Race has already flown by. Not even an hour into this one, already past halfway. Been a pretty good one too, other than the flurry of yellows to start this thing out. Pretty good green flag run after that. Lot of slide jobs. Now drivers realizing fuel's a concern. Who does what? Who's able to save? Who's not able to save? Into the start-finish line once again. And Hayes gets the whole shot. Anderson follows him through. 3 wide, little further back. It's Lewis in the middle of Rossi and Shobe, the 45 on the late charge. Still holding 3 wide. Lewis stuck in the middle, doesn't know where to go. Hinson rebounding nicely up to 9th position. 39 was around backwards at one point in this race, involved in the second accident as well. Rossi truck not quite able to hang on to the 8. We'll get the 45 for the moment. Up front, not missing much. A few drivers trying to poke and prod for positions, but nobody side by side. First driver side by side are these two right here, Rossi and Shobe. Shobe to the bottom, Rossi to the top side, trying to rip the lip, as they say. Now Hubbard with Ryan Rose. Hubbard again going way out there, and Rose all the way to the bottom. Contact with the 8 just because. Dustin Lewis going to have to find a way around the 12 as he slips up on the top side. 3 wide again, more contact with the 8. That time initiated by Lewis as Hubbard goes way outside. Rossi knocks down the right front with the wall. Hubbard got big time free up off the corner. And now Shobe trying to slide on by. He will get the pass completed. Yes. Not quite, in fact. Hubbard found a hole that I didn't think existed. Can he get alongside the 45? No, door closes. Hubbard again to the outside, not giving up. See everybody scrapping behind him. Oh, Woolman way sideways up off the corner. We're seeing a lot of drivers start to use that outside wall aggressively here. As nothing's changed up front, Hayes, Anderson, Barnes, Rose, and Lewis, your top 5 is, oh my goodness, what a massive shot to the right front for the 12. This on board with Hubbard. Oh, he is so out of control here with the steering inputs. This thing's full lock left, full lock right, especially right here. He's trying to diamond it, but he's got so much throttle in it that it just wants to spin. I'd also venture to guess he's more fuel than everybody else in the situation. Watching the RPMs, so he gets it down to, 74 in the middle of 47 in the middle of the corner, all the way up to 73 at the end of the straightaway. River Hayes, for example, watch his RPMs. At the lowest, down to, 43. Up off the corner, down the straightaway. How about 71, so less on both ends in terms of RPM. Just Hubbard and Rossi are still going at it. Rossi up the racetrack. Oh my goodness, that was just about an incident. And don't forget, Indy Kirkenbauer still in this race, ladies and gentlemen. The driver who has led the majority of the laps tonight with 43 of them is in the 9th position. Actually, I think Hayes has led more. Yes, Hayes has led more now. Regardless, Kirkenbauer is in the race, trying to get around and getting around Trevor Yates. Next battle for him is Dominic Rossi as Yates pancakes the wall. Rossi and Hubbard are just inseparable today. Side by side for a lot of this race as we close in on the final 50. We're starting to get to an actual sprint car feature here at the world capital of sprint car racing. Little bump and run. Slide job not successful for the 7. The 12 do it better. 3 wide on the exit. Back down to 2 wide. Kirkenbauer. Throttle control to the max. Will slide up ahead of the 12, preferred line 51. And here comes a slider right back. Crossover easily done by the 51. Kirkenbauer takes the spot away. 12 into the wall. A little bit more. Now show next driver under fire from Kirkenbauer, though the gap pretty significant. You see just out of the corner of your screen, the 12 into the wall again, and the 51. Not missing anything up front. It's 0.8 of a second. Hayes over Anderson. Good battles back here, however. These guys can't quite get away from each other either. I wonder if having more fuel would make drivers run the outside more, or if it is simply a case of the bottom is the fast way around now. Because we're not seeing anybody who's really making time run the outside. Hayes on the bottom, Anderson's on the bottom, Barnes is on the bottom, Rose is on the bottom. Lewis is up in the middle only because Shobe is on the bottom underneath him. And even then, Lewis is still running a pretty low line. Kirkenbauer is up top. He's the first one in 7th to run higher than right around the berm. He just crossed over lap 100 in this one. Yates and Rossi now have a battle of the purple and gray cars. Hubbard has started to clear them. I haven't talked a lot about Sean Merriman today. Quietly in the 12th position, staying out of trouble in the 18th. Been a mainstay in the series. Known for that consistency and consistent competition that the 18 provides. As Show gets around Lewis. We'll get the run up off the corner, but still not going to be enough to get back to the 45. Billings and Merriman having a to and fro. Merriman to the bottom. Top side riding for Dave Billings. Trevor Yates. Oh, they got a big slider in front of them. Hubbard and Rossi. Rossi is up over the curb in front of traffic. That, I think, is worth a replay, ladies and gentlemen. Catch up in just a second. Here's the 12. Big slider. Rossi gets to the outside. 12 throws another slider. And then right here just kind of got out of control. Throttle up on the gray stuff. Up over the curb. All 4 tires off the ground for the 7. And Rossi falls back. Back to live. Luke Barnes has retired from the session. He'll join Tyner Willing and Jesse Whittington as the drivers out of this race. There are only 3 of them. I haven't talked about Reggie Kime yet tonight. He is first car 1 lap down in 17th, right ahead of Brent Collier, the battle for Lucky Dog. Douglas Wisaki is 3 laps down in the 11. Adam Holston 3 down in the 48. After leading early and obviously having the engine damage, Steven Addison is 21st, last car running, 7 laps down in the 81. Kirkenbauer's caught Shobe. Top 5 just in front of him. The real question I have is, can Indy make it on fuel? It's going to be tight if you're on the high side more than anybody. I do agree, Ashton. I think that the rubber and having to really be light on the throttle is allowing drivers to make better lap times, because you don't want these things to get sideways. And of course, being on the rubber makes you want to keep that thing straight or else you'll spin almost. Whereas being on the tacky stuff, you want to give it more gas because it'll hold you more. But you'll burn more fuel and potentially even go slower. It's really an interesting phenomenon. One thing they say in dirt cars is you want to drive it out the windshield, not out the side mirror. So if you're really sideways like this, that's not the most efficient way to get through the corner because you're scrubbing speed. Of course, a little bit of sideways is going to be important for you to maintain pace and not unload the car suspension-wise, but these things also don't have the same traveling rear suspensions that your late models and sprint cars do. So keeping this thing as straight, as arrow straight as possible will benefit you in the long run. Ryan Rose here in the 15th. Get some love in the chat. P4 at the moment. Pretty quiet night so far for the 15. Had some incidents early in the race, but from then on has really just hung out in the top 5. A little bit of nose damage, but who doesn't have nose damage at this point in the race? 2 seconds back of Barnes, 2 seconds in front of Lewis. Not much more you can ask for. Be Ryan J. Rose. These three continue to be the closest battle on the racetrack. Apologies. Closest battle on the racetrack. Schob, Kirkenbauer, and Lewis. As fuel has got to be precarious. Steven Addison, black flag. Not sure what that would be for. Pit road entry, it looks like. Yates and Hubbard now. I don't know how. Oh, there's a car spun. That's the 95 of Miller has spun on the inside of the racetrack. We stay green. Still way up against the outside wall is the 12. Caution is out on the racetrack. River Hayes is gone around. That car is destroyed. The race leader, Indy Kirkenbauer, involved as well. Oh, it's a meatball for the 82. The 82 leading the race. Oh, with the 95 in the middle of the racetrack. Anderson's in it as well. What is the 95 doing? So he spins out on his own. Truck stays stopped there for a minute. And then he turns it back in front of traffic in the middle of the racetrack in front of the leader. Takes out first and second, apologies, in one fell swoop. Probably couldn't have done it better if he tried. Well, Christian Barnes will inherit the lead. Cody Anderson and still stays in second. My goodness, we're going to have a special guest here in the booth. Ashton Crowder is going to join us. Ashton, Morgan in the booth, you got a copy?
Oh, I do. I had a meatball in my mouth, but I'm ready to go.
What a commentary debut. Fantastic work here from Ashton
Thank you.
Crowder. 30 laps to go in this one. I'm sure you're watching. We just saw the leader have an incident and end up finding themselves on pit road. River Hayes on the lead lap still, but way back in the field. Do you think he has enough time to get back through the field? Only 30 left.
You know, with the pace of Cody Anderson here, I'm not too sure. I think probably get back to like P5. I think that's realistic. But he's going to need some more wrecks to happen. That was a bit unfortunate. Unfortunately, I saw the replay of that. It's pretty upsetting, but you know, he's definitely got a chance. He's got that fast repair though, and that heals a lot. So
yeah, truck is back to even on the performance. Now the question is, does he have enough time? Of course, Anderson, Barnes, Rose, and Lewis are your top 4. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Had a fun one so far, Ashton, watching this one?
Oh yeah, I was driving home from Charlotte. Had the stream on the whole time, and I'm eating my food and I'm loving to be here.
Fantastic. Into the start zone, Barnes, Anderson. And Anderson's going to get the run up off of 2. He's going to clear Barnes for the moment. Not quite clear. Edges ahead by 1. Still side by side. He slid up as high as he's been on the racetrack for quite a while. They're still door to door.
And that outside line wasn't making a lot of time single car, but when you can force that truck all the way down to the bottom, that's when you really make your mo. That's what Anderson's doing right here.
And he got the job done. Now Christian Barnes slides back to second. Rose is holding on to third. They're all running the bottom. Up on the berm. Here comes the 8 trying to carry momentum. Dustin Lewis to the outside for 4th.
It's really odd to see how much rubber there is on the bottom of the racetrack, and yet there's like zero ability to migrate to the top. Talked about it, you know, through text earlier. Thought it may have been fuel, but now it just seems like necessity as the 7's around in the back.
Dominic Rossi has gone around, back running. No hovered black flag. That's an odd one. Pit road, I'm assuming. 25 to go. As Anderson has started to check out on the field. 51 starting to get impatient here. Moves Yates up off the bottom.
I got my eye on River back there. I'm pretty sure he can't change tires on dirt.
He cannot. Not here anyway.
No, he's struggling. Still running that bottom, but you know, having clean air and having that downforce, it solves a lot of problems. So he's trying his best, but that P5 is looking less and less likely, unfortunately.
Yeah, just not enough time left for Yates. Also, I think just being back here, not being able to pick whichever line you want is causing issues. We're still touring the heck out of each other. Kirkenbauer has also struggled to pass trucks since he had to take that fast repair. Oh, he's going to get hit by Yates. Around goes Yates, around goes Merriman, around goes Hayes. They're all spinning. It's a swap meet at the bottom of turn 3. Put it out. Caution is out.
That's so unlucky for River, let me just say. If I was in his position, I'd be crying. That was a sad one. Just one of those, you get down there on the berm. I think the 51 Indy kind of caught the berm there a little bit and slid back up, and in order for him to keep grip in the rear tires, he had to slow down, and that didn't give the 71 enough time to really be able to get out of that one alive.
And this reminds me, this brings me back to my roots. Dirt racing, SOM Motor Speedway. Drivers running right around they had tractor tires painted white to signify inside of the racetrack. So drivers getting as close as they could to those those tires without hitting them. And of course, when they did hit them, they would usually flip over. So don't want to do that. But everyone migrating to the bottom here. You don't usually see this with these trucks. Usually it's right up against the outside wall, especially in Eldora. You want to be banging the boards. Here, though, as we've alluded to, hugging that berm. But if you touch it, you shoot up the racetrack, just like if you were Martinsville. How do you play this if you're a driver who is not Cody Anderson? How are you going to beat the 19th?
You know, you kind of just got to root him off the bottom, I feel like. But looking at the upper part of this track, let's see, coming out of 4 here. I mean, at the bottom, like I said, is really rubbered up, but like the middle is almost like a weird wet slick. Like it almost looks slimy more than anything.
I think that's just the marbles from the bottom of the racetrack being, because everyone's running the bottom. That's just kind of dust in that spot. I see what you're saying though, but I don't think I haven't ever seen a slimy racetrack here on iRacing, so I don't think that they debuted that here for the Mystic Racing League at Knoxville. I'd be interested to see if somebody drove through that, what it would look like, if it would blow away, or if that would impact handling with those little marbles you see right on the racetrack at the bottom of your screen here.
I see, yeah. I mean, the 1 and 2 though, there's a patch up there that looks fairly okay. Like it has a little, like it is dry, but it's not completely rubbered in, and I haven't seen anybody where the paint truck's almost running. I haven't seen anybody try to run through that at all.
Yeah, right there is what you're talking about.
Exactly. Like you can see the 2 lanes that people kind of go to. So I wonder, like, if you tried to throw like a little slider line in there, if that could do something. Maybe we can tell somebody in like P10 to try it. See what that does for us.
Oh, well, I guess we're going to find out here. 20 laps remain in regulation. Drivers better hope we don't go to overtime, because we will not make it on fuel. Yeah, you snicker, but seriously, we're tight on fuel.
Nothing
Anderson
funny about that.
And Barnes lead the way. And Barnes to the outside. It's that second lane, gets the run just through that part like you said. Barnes to the lead.
You know, I'm surprised Cody didn't take that top. I'm pretty sure you get that lane choice. That might be something that he's got to look at in the future and adjust, but he's still getting those good runs off. He's kind of putting his left front on the berm, trying to get a little bit of rotation, but the 15, man, Ryan Rose, he's got something.
Looking like another dirt driver, the 15. How about Clint Boyer up here? Putting some speed on the racetrack. Running second, trying to chase down the Domino's machine, the Christian Barnes. They are fatting out 3 wide behind him. Kirkenbauer up to the top 5 for the first time, and goodness knows how long. Rossi has had a connection issue. He's back in the race with 15 more times around. Can Anderson get back up to the point? Can Rose get around Barnes? The pressure is mounting, Ashton.
Well, your heart just starts pumping at this point. I know anytime I've had a lead on dirt, I'm like, man, when can this race be over? They're not used to it unless you're doing this every day like Kyle Larson. And you just have unlimited rides to go run your dirt track races. You're a bit out of practice, so you're going to be way more nervous for this than you would be anything else. But here comes Cody Anderson with a big move to the bottom. Looks like Ryan Rose is going to try to do a switchback here.
Oh, big loose for Barnes. Oh my goodness, that truck was pointed to the inside wall. More so than everyone else's tonight, I should say. Really struggling up off the corner. Here comes Anderson. Anderson will have enough time if this continues to be the exit for the 27. Look at the entry for the 19.
He's gaining so much time. Entry, middle. Honestly, exit there too. You're right, that 27, man, he is sideways.
I think he's feeling that heart pounding you were talking about, really struggling to get the power down. And Cody Anderson is showing him how you do it here.
Yeah, we're definitely going to want to see that Strava data at the end of this one. But man, I'm telling you, when you're in second though, it's hard to get that truck straight and get that straight run off. You can kind of hang it out on entry, but getting the straight exit is what you're really looking for. And Cody's struggling a little bit, but he's managing.
There. The
He's
discipline is just so high in the 19 right now to not have this thing all the way sideways. He caught the berm. He can lose some time there. He missed the middle of the corner 10 more times around.
Man, if he had a tractor tire there, he would have been able to see the berm clearly. It's getting a little dry.
Concern here, isn't it? You can't really see it.
Yeah, fortunately for me, all my truck races on dirt were at Eldora, so you're on the wall and you can see that one pretty clearly. But yeah, this berm though, I mean, you kind of just have to know where it is off of muscle memory. And you can kind of see, like, guys.
Merriman just got smacked into the fence by Yates.
Amen. That's that Metallica car. I love Metallica.
Trying to rock the wall.
That 72 World Tour. Live from Blacksburg.
Side by side for fifth. Stobe and Lewis.
Yeah, you can see how that that rubber streak kind of moves up the racetrack in the center of the corner. People can't keep it all the way tied down, so you kind of use that as a reference. It's a little bit of contact with Indy and Rose there. But yeah, that berm is hard, and you gotta watch out for it.
The battle of the inverted car numbers, 15 and 51, actually 54, but I see 51 on the side of the truck, so we're gonna keep calling it the 51. They battle for third. Indy might clear, slide job. Can Rose it to the bottom? No, right in the back bumper of him. And now they're checking him up on the bottom like it's Martinsville. Rose had a shot at the corner.
Oh, we got a battle for the lead here, side by side.
Anderson got there. Pushed Barnes up off the bottom. Contact. He's leaning on him in the center of the corner.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. A little train paint.
Side by side drag race. Caught the wall, did the 27. Anderson still pinning it right to the berm. 27 can't get the power down. Anderson up off the corner. Still not clear. Right to the rear tire.
This might be his move right here. If he can just keep it planted.
If he can clear up off of turn number 2.
Oh, that's a hard contact to the wall.
19 will take the lead back with only 6 laps. Make it 5 when they cross the stripe. This time to go. 2 seconds back to Kirkenbauer. Not a factor if we stay green. Anderson, who's put more practice laps in here. Anybody in a round goes Christian Barnes. Great save by the 27. Might lose second. Kirkenbauer will get by. Rose is going to try and get by as well. You can tell, Ash, just the effort that we're putting in here to try and get this win is so high.
It is, and it's hard when you're trying to make time on dirt. Sketchy situation.
He's up in the wall, up off the racetrack. Rossi's in the wall as well. Show put him there.
They're going to be 4 wide.
Yeah, don't look now, folks. 3-second lead for Anderson could go away in the flash of a yellow flag. And that would also put us in overtime, which is a very scary situation. Let's not even think about that, put that out of our mind.
Do not want that.
Kirkenbauer back to second. Rose and Lewis fight for third. Lewis gives him a shot in the door.
You're always thinking as the leader, what is 5th place on back going to do to cause this caution?
How are they going to ruin my day today?
Exactly. That's the thing that's so scary, right? But you got to stay locked in.
And you can't drive everybody's car.
That's right. You can only drive your own. That's why you're in P1. But it's so hard when you're trying to make up that time on dirt if you're used to asphalt, because asphalt you can just work a little harder, right? But on dirt it's the opposite. If you're trying to make up speed, you almost want to drive softer.
That's right.
It's kind of what we saw of the 27 there.
And one more time around, Cody Anderson. All he has to do is get through 3 and 4. And the 19 for the first time this season will end up in victory lane through the slick part of the final corner. And Cody Anderson's a winner at Knoxville. Oh, he's been waiting for this one for a long time. He's trying to win on V-Speed for a long while. And he's finally going to get it done here in the Mystic Racing League Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series at a dirt track of all places, Ashton.
I'm so jealous that I didn't make it back in time for this one. I really wanted to race this, but
so did I.
I just want to say thank you for letting me yap for the last like 10 minutes. I had a good time. I don't know if you're going to let me interview anybody, but yeah, no, it's been great so far. That was a really great finish. Cody, I mean, goodness, you know, he pulled out a 4-second lead there at the end, and I mean, he had grip for days. So to make it 150 laps and have drive off like that, that is so impressive.
And still fuel in the tank to burn it down. No smoke, of course we're on dirt, but it still counts all the same. Well, you can hang out here if you want. I'm not kicking you out quite yet. Let's go through our results. Winner, chicken dinner. Cody Anderson starting 9th, finishing in the top spot. You can't laugh at my jokes, though. Indy Kirkenbauer will finish in the 2nd spot, 1 down from where he started. Dustin Lewis, how about up 11 positions to finish in 3rd? Ryan Rose in the 4th spot. Christian Barnes, your biggest mover of the day, plus 18 will finish 5th. Shobe in the 6th spot. Billings, great run for 7th. River Hayes, disappointment, finishing in the 8th position. Trevor Yates in 9th. And Dominic Rossi finishes in 10th spot. 11th tonight, Sean Merriman in the 18. Gavin Hinson will finish 12th, right where he started, with John Ullman in 13th. Gary Baldwin Jr. 14th spot. Reggie Time in 15th on the lead lap. Noah Hubbard finishes 16th tonight. Justin Miller in 17th with Adam Holston 18th. Douglas Wisaki and Steven Addison round out your top 20, 19th and 20th respectively. 21st for Collier, and then Luke Barnes, early exit, will finish 22nd. Tyner Willing in 23rd. Whittington 24th, and Brumley did not take the green flag here today. Now it's time to chat with our drivers. We can get our graphics package to work. There we go. There's Sofa News Victory Lane. All right, let's catch up with Cody Anderson. Cody, it's Morgan and Ashton up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
All right. Did you ever expect that it would be the dirt race where you got your first MRL victory?
If it was going to be anywhere, it was going to be on dirt.
Well, there you go. So the answer is yes. Fantastic. I mean, Ashton and I were trying to diagnose what was going on at the end of that race, and you caught Barnes by just being more, I would say, consistent and easier on the pedals through the bottom of the racetrack. You ended up making the pass, and then you set sail. How hard was it for you to keep that thing tidy and not slide up the racetrack on under throttle?
It was really hard. That's before I caught him, I was watching him getting loose on exit, so I knew if I could just be easy on it, I'd be able to get around him. Once I finally got to his inside, I slid up just a little bit and made some contact with him.
All right. Well, once you cleared him, did you ever have a look in your mirror to see him trying to chase you back down and just about crash? And then what were those final maybe 10 laps like after you took the lead, or 5 laps after you took the lead? How was the heart rate at that point?
It went up a little bit. That's once I seen him spin it, trying to chase me back down, it went back down because I knew all I had to do was just kind of coast it. I had a big enough gap to the rest of the guys that it would take me spinning for them to catch back up.
And how much fuel do you have left? Not for a burnout, but what was in the tank at the end of the race?
I believe I still had 20 laps left.
Well, there you go. We could have run 170. Unreal. And you were worried.
That right foot came in handy tonight.
Sure did. Good job being cautious with the pedal. But Cody Anderson, winner here in the Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series, presented by Pest Busters for the Mystic Racing League. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out?
I just want to say thanks to V-Speed for putting on the broadcast, Brandon and everybody at MRL for putting these leagues on every night of the week. All the guys over at Joe Gibbs Racing, Sim Racing. About all that I can think of right now.
All right. Cody Anderson from Sofa News Victory Lane, top step of the podium here in Knoxville. Thanks for your time. And we will mosey on down Sofa News Victory Lane to the second place finisher, Indy Kirkenbauer. Morgan and Ashton up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
All right. Well, finishing second here tonight. Had a great truck, led 43 laps of this race, and until an incident while you were leading relegated you back with damage. What was the balance difference, or how more difficult was it to drive in traffic than when you were out front?
Yeah, I ended up hitting because I thought I would need fuel, which I didn't, so I was kind of disappointed with that I was not able to just wasn't able to execute and keep my track position at the start there, at the start of the second stage. But yeah, it was just kind of I felt like I was pretty fast in the first stage until I got in that big crash in turn 1 and 2, and still was able to hang on, but my car was definitely affected by that damage, and yeah, just able to still get up a decent result, but I was hoping to get a P1 here, but a P2 is pretty good.
P2 is pretty good. Would you say that dirt is your forte, or what is the racing expertise of Indy Kirkenbauer? What do you prefer to race here on the sim?
Well, Indy cars and dirt is my main thing, but yeah, the dirt, I just saw that you were doing a dirt truck race, and I thought this would be my chance to run up front, and yeah, I was able to have a really good run here, and just disappointed that I pit myself, which I could have been up there with that with the 19 and the 27 that whole race, but yeah, it was definitely super fun race. Super slick track. Really had to um finesse on the bottom, and yeah, it was super fun.
All right. Well, second spot for Andy Kirkenbauer. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out for a great run here in Knoxville?
Yeah, I'll shout out my go-kart sponsors, BGM Marine Associates, Make Something on YouTube, and Bayside Comfort Heating and Cooling, and then I'll shout out uh John Steller for spotting for me tonight. I'll shout out um everybody watching the stream. Thanks to you for putting on the um broadcast, and just thank you for putting the league on.
All right. Andy Kirkenbauer, second place finisher here from Sofa News Victory Lane. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Now to the bottom step of the podium. P3 is Dustin Lewis. Morgan and Ashton up in the booth. You got a copy?
I have a copy on you, Morgan. How y'all guys doing today?
We are doing just fine. And this 8 truck kind of came out of nowhere. You run around the top 10 most of the day, but didn't really have that top 5 run until the very end. What switch flipped that put you up in the top 3?
Just being consistent on the bottom during the second half of that race. After the stage break, it kind of clicked with me that the inside was the preferred line. You could go up a lane and run that kind of middle groove, and it would still be competitive on the straightaways, but that inside line was just so hard to beat. If you could keep your truck pinned down there was really nothing anybody could do to really get by you outside of it just straight up running you up the track, just pushing you into the corner. So once it kind of clicked with me that that's what I needed to do, every restart, I was like, all right, if I'm on the outside, be patient, get to the bottom as quickly as you can, but don't run nobody over. And that was the winning ticket. The bottom was key here at Knoxville tonight for this 8 truck.
So why would you say the bottom was so much better than the top? If you can give us a bit of a dive into why that is.
I think it's simply because, and maybe you guys, if y'all did an in-car cam tonight, you could see it when we would go into the corner. The truck would naturally pull you to the inside. As soon as you go into the corner, it would load up the right side tires. It would pull you to the inside. Well, you could use that momentum to kind of help you guide the truck into the corner, and then it would just glide around that inside. And you didn't have to do a whole lot of steering to really keep it down there. But if you try to run the high side, you had that truck at a 45-degree angle trying to get that thing to rotate, and it just wasn't viable, not for a long period of time. But the inside, it was just the truck would glide right up against the berm, that transition berm. It would just hook on through the middle, and when you'd get on the throttle to get the car out of the corner, you would just straighten the wheel up a little bit, maybe catch a hairy slide here and there, but it was just smoother than what the outside could really give us tonight.
Well, sounds like you had it figured out there, Dustin. And well, we got you up here. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out? Sofa News Victory Lane.
Oh, definitely shout out my teammate who couldn't be here tonight doing race control. Jacob Cochran didn't even bother to wish me luck before the race started. So thanks, Jacob. But no, he. I'm sure if he was out here, he probably could have given me a few more pointers, and
I don't think he's that guy.
Well, he may not be, but I'm trying to gas him up just a little bit. But thank him and thank my parents for tuning in and watching this thing. I sent them the link, and I think they watched all race long, and all the while my dad is sitting there in the chat saying, "Run the bottom, trust me, just run the bottom." And I'm like, I don't know if the truck can do that. And then when I finally started running, I was like, oh, okay, we got something here. We can do this. But thank them. Thank Black Diamond Enterprises for the paint scheme. As always, they make some pretty banging paint schemes for any of the cars that we run here in MRL, NSRLA, any series that we run. And of course, thank you guys for streaming this thing for the whole internet to see.
The whole internet Thanks you, Dustin Lewis, for the interview. P3. One last question for you. You jettison off to wherever we go next week. IRP, I think. How many laps of fuel did you have left in the tank when you were done?
That's a great question. I think I want to say when I checked on the last yellow flag, I think I was 15 or so laps to the good.
Good. Okay. Good stuff. Just checking. We obviously fuel concerns were the main topic coming into tonight. We're wondering if we had to maybe shorten this race a little bit, but sounds like we had plenty of fuel to make it to lap 150. Again, congratulations, Dustin Lewis, finishing P3 here tonight. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And that will do it, ladies and gentlemen, for our post-race coverage here from Sofa News Victory Lane. I want to thank the entire top 3 for speaking with us and all the drivers throughout the show who provided their insights while they were pacing around this half-mile dirt track. But for everybody at the Mystic Racing League who helps make this thing possible, as well as Downtown Auto Sales and Pest Busters for the Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series presented by Pest Busters, I want to thank all of them for making this possible. For Ashton Crowder, who joined me, and I don't have his name up on the graphic, apologize. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. Maybe if you joined before lap 110 of 150, maybe we could make something happen. Do you have any final thoughts before we sign off here, Ashton?
Oh yeah, definitely could have gone like 10 green-white checkers. It's a shame we didn't get to push that any further than the 20 laps, 15 laps to the good. I'm sure all the drivers are happy that didn't happen, and we are too. And yeah, I mean, for the time that I got to watch it, it was awesome. And I'm sad I missed out, but I'm really thankful that that I was invited up here. You know, I could have just talked through text, but you brought me into the channel, into the booth up here. You dragged me in.
Sure did.
You know, I'm super thankful for that. So, yeah, just glad to be here. Love V-Speed, love MRL, and yeah, it was a great race.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us here on V-Speed. For everyone else behind the scenes, Bradley Cooper, Eddie Smith, Adam Baker, all the other commentators and producers who make this thing possible here at V-Speed. Up in Morgan Cook. We'll see you next time, right here on V-Speed.